I'm going to talk about texting and driving because it is a big thing. I'm going to ask a question real quick. How many of y'all, if someone was to say, if you're driving down the road and they're like, hey, close your eyes for 15 seconds, I doubt any of us would do it. Like, oh my gosh, you're so crazy. But think about it. When you're texting, how long do you keep your eyes off the road? Texting while driving has become more common in society today, but along with that, iPods, computers have had an impact on society also. Texting and driving is very dangerous, but it can be prevented. Even though most states don't have any laws on texting and driving, it does not mean that you can still do it even though there is no law. Of course, we all know that there is dangers to texting and driving. One of the dangers is injuries. The other danger is loss of your life. Not only is your life in danger, but the lives of the people in the car and the people around you, the car that you hit, and they could be injured too. And I don't think if you were to live the accident that you would want to know that someone else died because that conversation was more important than that person's life. I have a story that I read. Actually, I have two stories that I read in Teen Vogue a few years ago, and I'm gonna tell you a little. Amanda was an 18-year-old girl. She was texting and updating her Facebook status, and she hit a tractor trailer in front of her, and it impacted her and made her fly 6 feet forward. She lost her right eye. They had to redo her face with 36 plates and 48 screws and over 20 surgeries. I have a picture of her vehicle after the wreck, and I have her face. This is her vehicle. That's her face after all the surgeries, and that's her face now. I have another story on Sonia, but I don't have any pictures of her. She was 22 years old. She was taking her brother to a wrestling tournament, and she was on an argument on the phone with her friend of some kind. She was texting, of course, and she ran out of her lane and overcorrected, and when she did, she flipped the minivan and had her brother with her. She was ejected from the car and landed 10 feet from the car. She was in a coma for 2 weeks, and now she's paralyzed from the chest down. And I don't think losing your life or getting paralyzed is worth that one text message or that argument that could probably wait just a little bit. Some of the stats is 40% of teens have been with someone that text and drive. In 2010, 3,092 people were killed and 416 was wounded. In 2011, 3,331 were killed and 387,000 people were injured. 11% of teens from 18 to 20 have been in a wreck and have been wounded, but they have not been killed, which they're pretty lucky because that means look how many people have been killed from the wrecks. 1.6 million car crashes happen each year, and most of them are texting and driving. They're distracted. When a teenager has a wreck and decides that they have been distracted, they have the reaction of a 70-year-old man or a 70-year-old person. If you're going 55 miles per hour, it takes you the length of a football field to completely stop. I'm going to give some ways to prevent texting and driving, and one is, people look up to you, so give clear instructions. Give your teens or people that you see texting, give them simple, clear instructions not to use their phone while driving. If they have someone with them, have them text for them. If you're on the road, be off the phone. Before drivers get their driver's license, discuss the fact that taking their eye off the road, even for a few seconds, could cause an injury or even death. Another one would be lead by example. Children learn from you and how you act, so no one should text and drive. Be the example for your children, and if you need to talk or text on the phone, pull over and be like, hey, I need to call them real quick, because I don't think losing your life or losing one of your kids' life because of you texting and driving is worth it. Another one was become informed and be active. set the rules for yourself and your household, discarding, like, make sure that y'all have rules for texting and driving. Even though if you tell your teenager, hey, don't be texting and driving, doesn't mean that they're not going to listen to you, but you need to be the example and give them clear instructions. Tell your family and your friends about it, and help spread that not driving with distractions, and make sure people are driving without distractions. And then take information, help your kids in the school they go to, and just see if you can talk to the students and parents about texting and driving. We talked to a sheriff about this, and he said that if you have a wreck, and the first thing they look at is your phone records, and if you have sent a message or talked on the phone within 10 minutes of that wreck, that's what they automatically count it as, is distracted driving or texting and driving. Another thing is you are more likely to have a wreck texting and driving than you are to be intoxicated. The last thing I have to say is don't be part of the stats. Help and prevent texting and driving. I admit I have texted and driven before, but after I've read all this stuff, ever since I've done this, I haven't been texting and driving. I don't want to lose my life, and I don't want other people to lose their life because of mine. Make a change and help lower the number of injuries and lives that have been lost. And I hope by watching this you have learned something about texting and driving. Thank you.